to right. Oh, let me move this. Maybe I should not do that. Okay, what if I smallen the window? Ugh, I don't like it. Little bloopers here, people. Little bloopers. Fuck it. This will do. I say that as I continue to mess with it. You know what? That's better. What's up, everybody? My name is ArizenjiTSF. Back at it with another video again. This time I'm doing a video react to a channel that I like to watch every now and then. Actually, a lot more than usual these days since I've been playing more Assassin's Creed lately. This channel, this YouTube content creator is called The Hidden One, which I really like the name. This video is about, you know, the new gameplay of Assassin's Creed Shadows and how they're giving their opinion on it and how they feel about the game and stuff. And I wanted to do a reaction to it and give my 2 cents on it. Cause I said I was gonna do a reaction of one of these videos and stuff like that and do more of these. And me personally, I still want the game. I will admit, me personally, I still want Assassin's Creed Shadows, even if, despite all the controversy and all the weird drama and stuff like that has been happening with the game, I still want this game. Because believe it or not, this is something that we all been asking for so long, along with the Egypt, and this is that game right here that we've always wanted. Just not. We wasn't really expect the majority of the stuff that was going to happen in this game, but at the same time, it's still what we wanted. So I believe that we should still give it a chance. But I digress. Let's jump into the video, and we're going to listen to what they have to say, and then we are going to pause every now and then and give our sense on it, what we think.
Can Yasuke do a leap of faith? That's a question we all want to know. Well, take a look for yourself.
Oh. Bit laggy.
So similar to the pre-release of Assassin's Creed Mirage, Ubisoft just released the first episode of their developer series, which I assume will also be 3 parts just like Mirage's was. Anyway, this first episode is titled One Duo, Two Playstyles, and it's an episode that's focused on looking at both Nawe and
Alright, when they said, let's go back. They said is going to be like an episode. I don't know how that's going to work. Does that mean like when... I hope it's not what I think it is. Like, you know, when people do, like, you know, let's say Destiny, for instance, you know, they give out certain episodes, like in this season, you have to make sure you get the season passes to play all the episodes, and it'd be costing like $20 or something. Is this one of those things where you have to pay extra after when you beat the first episode, you got to pay a bit more just to do the other episodes? Is that... It probably will explain it.
So similar to the pre-release of Assassin's Creed Mirage, Ubisoft just released the first episode of their developer series, which I assume will also be 3 parts just like Mirage's was. Anyway, this first episode is titled...
Oh, so Mirage was... So I'm assuming Mirage was episode 1? Then Assassin's Creed Shadows is episode 2? Because they're saying just like Mirage. You all can help me in the comments, please. I would love for you guys to help me out with that and teach me.
Duo, Two Playstyles, and it's an episode that's focused on looking at both Nawe and Yasuke's characters, their playstyles.
Look at the designs, bro. You can't tell me you don't want this.
Some new gameplay footage, which I believe is worth mentioning, as some gameplay is up for debate. They also narrated over this episode talking about Nawe and Yasuke, but
I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit.
The information they were saying was
Actually, let me do that. Stuff is kind of... my stuff is kind of lag. Okay, I did a little test run. I think I fixed the problem. I just had to update my fucking Opera GX. Alright, back to the video.
So yeah, I apologize for that. If you do enjoy this video and want to stay up to date on everything Assassin's Creed,
Yo,
consider
all
hitting
this
that
looks so
subscribe
cool.
button.
Maybe
And
the
without
comment could have
further
been
ado,
better,
let's
but
get right into it.
still, we're gonna hear what they have to say.
So first off, we get presented with a few seconds of B-roll of the game world. Here we can see what I would assume is Himeji Castle, as evident by the big rock walls holding it up. We also do see a little river stream here, so maybe we'll see a return of small boat traversal, similar to Mirage and also Valhalla. We also get a shot of a marketplace of some sorts. You know, one thing I've noticed with all the gameplay and footage that's floating around is the NPCs are very diverse. I haven't really seen many that look the same, which when you compare to Odyssey, Valhalla and Mirage, every NPC in those games looks like Ubisoft copy and pasted each model. Once again, there's what I would assume is him.
Well, I mean, you kind of do see a little bit the same. I don't really pay attention to the models like that. Is it just me? Because me personally, I don't really mind as long as there's something filling up that space. I don't really care. But if you really are that, you know, wanting that little fine detail and actually really wanting, you know, to fully immerse like that, I mean, I guess that's fair. Yeah, because it is kind of weird seeing the same face over and over again in a certain area and stuff like that. It's like a huge copy and paste mess in certain areas. I don't know about Odyssey, because me personally, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to the NPCs like that though, so that could be my own error there. I don't believe there was too much copy and pasting, especially in Valhalla. At least I don't believe so. Because I feel like the main thing that was diverse in them was more of the art. I don't know. I just haven't really paid attention like that, but I guess that's fair.
Castle in the back there, but
I said nothing to all that.
We get shown this 1 or 2 second shot of Yasuke riding on his horse overlooking the scenery. Now my first thought after seeing this was that upgraded engine being in use here, because we can clearly see trees, bushes and grass a lot more, how would you say, dense, especially with how much they're swaying in the wind. Now hopefully this is not just a showcase catfish and is actually like this in the game.
Dude, look at this graphics. Look at these. Look how vibrant and everything how that looks. Yeah, I still want this game, bro.
But after Ubisoft's track record on making things look good in development and the final product being a bit questionable, we'll just have to wait and see. Also, can we talk about mocap, because it does seem to be quite improved. That was my one massive concern coming into Shadows, is if the mocap, the facial expressions and character animations and cutscenes would look quite good. And based on the footage in this entire episode, it does seem that way. You have to remember that in games like Odyssey, Valhalla and Mirage, the mocap and the facial animations in each of those games was just outright horrendous. Now one thing that
I would not say they were outright horrendous. That's just my personal opinion. I thought they were pretty good. Like, I don't know what we were expecting when it came to, like, you know, realisticness of the face, like, moving and stuff like that. But me, personal opinion, in my experience, when I played it, in my opinion, I thought they look okay. I don't think they were horrendous. That's just me. I don't know, like, if you expected more like of a realism type way where, you know, they show more emotions in their face, something like that along the lines, then I can understand that. But if we're saying downright horrendous, I'm not really buying it, because in my personal opinion, downright horrendous is when their face is just not moving, like completely still, staring, like this video right here. How this person's face is not moving, it's just stuck like that, not moving. As they're in a cutscene or in dialogue, and their mouth is not moving, but you hear their dialogue. That's horrendous to me. If there is mouth moving, lips look like enunciation, just a tiny bit going on, it's okay. It could have been worse. So I'd rather take okay than horrendous. My personal opinion, though.
God is returning, or at least it looks like it is a transmog system, because we can see here Yasuke is walking through the town with no helmet on. You know, since we of course know this is...
I really like Yasuke. I know so many people do not want to see another Black Samurai type ordeal in a movie or game, since there's so much of it, but I actually really like this one specifically, because I like how they did his hair, and I'm one with dreadlocks as well, so I really like... Like, let's go back. Hang on.
Because
look at that. Look at that hair. Look at it. That's the best looking hair I've ever seen. I can't grow facial hair like him. He's more of a man than I am. But still, that's a good looking Chad right there. I don't care what anybody else says. I want to play it. I want to play him and the girl.
You know, since we of course know this is going to be an open world RPG game, a transmog system should be a given. Valhalla did this.
I like how they did the hair. Look. Look at that. Look at his dreads. Look at that. I mean, I don't know specifically how that hairstyle works. I don't know. I like it. I can't do that though. I don't know how the fuck he even pulled that off.
Very well with how you can hide the appearance of not just Eivor's helmet, but also his chest piece, his leg armor, his hood, and pretty much every piece you were able to wear. Hopefully with Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's not just the helmet that can be toggled on and off. We do get more footage of Yasuke using the rifle.
When it comes to toggling gear, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I like how I would like for us to be able to change our gear, like, appearance wise, if it looks ugly, like, because sometimes when you be having like strong gear, it don't even fit your aesthetic that you want, you hate it. So that's why when developers add, you know, like changing your appearance of your armor and stuff like that, it is so much better. That means it's way more bearable, because you're just like, man, I look bulky as shit, I don't like it, but it makes me strong though, so I don't want to like nerf myself because my armor doesn't look good. Even though, as much, you know, I'm not a person that like cares for looks too much, but when it comes to Assassin's Creed, I contradict myself. I don't care. I'm a hypocrite. I want to look good, but also be deadly. All right, that's what I want. I should look stylish as I am taking down different types of samurais and ronins and whatever there is in this game specifically. I want to look good as I'm doing it. That's my opinion. Plus, this man shooting a gun, you know he has to have that drip on him. Please.
But instead of it in an enemy fortress, it does appear to be.
Look at that anime. I don't even know what that does. Like, doesn't that remind you of what's that game called? It's on PlayStation. Ghost of Tsushima, where he loads the rifle, but it goes in a little black and white state. In Ghost of Tsushima, there was something similar to this, and I kind of take a little bit of inspiration from our Ghost of Tsushima. Not gonna lie, I kind of like where they're going with this, even though I don't know what that does specifically. Does this boost your damage? Does this make you aim like more accurate? What does this do?
It does appear to be a random encounter in the open world. Now here the episode focuses on a blade in the shadows, which is focused solely on Naoe's part of the
Okay,
video.
so this first episode that they're talking about is mainly about the blades in the shadows. If we're going by historically speaking, I think this is okay. It might not be totally accurate, because I know a lot of people are history nerds. Believe me, I can be a little bit sometimes too. But it's okay to not be 100% accurate. That's just my opinion. It doesn't need to be accurate 100% of the time. And plus, I'm pretty sure we humans get a lot of things wrong in history anyway. So, I'm just saying, a shinobi assassinating some samurais and stuff like that seems historic enough for me. I like it.
Straight off the bat, we see Naoe prone on a rooftop during the winter period. I'm not sure if this action is classed as the
You know,
scouting part of the game.
they're hidden.
So what I mean by this,
I have no idea what they're going to call themselves
we
in
were
this.
able to use our eagle to scan and ping different icons such as enemies, chests, and whatnot. In Shadows, maybe this prone on the roof is a form of action when Naoe is scouting around the area, pinging enemies and chests. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. We also
I don't know if they're going to do like the whole drone, like the eagle drone thing for this one, because I don't think that will fit. I think Eagle Vision should come back for this one specifically. I think Eagle Vision will work perfectly for this one, because you're already trying to scout out, plan your way in, and stuff like that. And I think Eagle Vision would fit just perfectly for this. Scanning the area with your eyes with the Eagle Vision, looking and marking targets just like that. You have to rely on your hearing, seeing and stuff, checking corners ever so carefully. I think this If they wanted to bring Eagle Vision back, this right here would be perfect. If they were like, if they had to pick one or the other, straight up Eagle Vision for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Boom. Right here. It'll be perfect.
To get this shot when Nawe opens the sliding door and looks out at what appears to be her hometown Iga, before Oda Nobunaga and his soldiers invade as part of his unification campaign. Looks pretty peaceful, right? Well, I wonder how long that's gonna last. The developers in this episode also mentioned how stealth was the focus here, and it's going to be very focal and the main pillar.
So stealth is gonna be the main focus. But that would leave out Yasuke. But this is like episode 1. So if we're talking about like episode wise, is he going to like get his spotlight? Because if that's the case, if stealth is the main priority, then why would we pick the other character? Unless you want to have fun with it, obviously, and you just want to experiment with it. That I can understand. But if we're talking about like having a big role, if you want to have the other samurai, like the Yasuke there as the other main protagonist, I don't think he's gonna fit because he's not stealthy. He's a brute. He will fight you straight up. He's not Noi. I don't know how to say her name, so please forgive me. I can never say her name right. I probably heard her name multiple times in this video, but yet I have the volume a bit down because my speakers are so loud, it will echo in the mic. So I had to listen very carefully. Oh, by the way, the hidden blade. Oh, I love it. I play VR chat too as well. Hey, people who make like assets and stuff like that in VR chat, hey, y'all need to get on this. Can y'all make this? I'm gonna need y'all to make this. Cause I would like to have this in my model, please. And thank you. When you get done, send me the asset for free. I'm broke.
Get to see Naoi's hidden blade here and its different variations. Very similar to Connor and his pivot
Yeah,
blade.
just like
There's
Connor.
a classic hidden blade mode, which is your standard hidden blade, and there's the Tanto mode, which rotates 90 degrees and is almost wielded like a dagger. Here's more footage of scenery with Naoi standing on the tip of a building.
I like her gear. It looks awesome.
Which I can only
But I wonder
assume
what
will
the rest of it. I wonder what other gear
maybe
would look
there's
like.
stuff to collect there, or maybe there's enemies in these structures. Now, the developers have not mentioned anything about boat traversal at all since the development of Shadows begun. But seeing as there is a pretty big lake here, and on one side there's a dock, and on the other there's, buildings and life, how would we get from point A to point B? It only makes sense that boats are returning. Now here's
Well, yeah, that would be the only logical thing. How would you get from there to there? Or you can swim there, but who will want to just straight up swim their way all the way from point A to point B? It has to be boats. What could they possibly be thinking other than boats? You can't make any other transportation like without boats when you're traveling over waters. What are they thinking? I probably misheard him though. I'm probably going to turn up this a bit so I can get my facts straight. Leave me alone. But still, they're definitely going to have boats. If they didn't have boats, there will be a problem.
Here's a part of the video that I don't really like that much, and that's parkour. Now, before I talk about the parkour that's shown here,
Okay. The parkour. And you say you don't like it. Let's hear more.
in this episode, I want to also talk a little about the parkour gameplay that was released like a week ago, which I haven't even spoken about. Now, the footage you're seeing here playing in the background is the parkour footage that's in question here. The quality of this might not be the best, as it's not a YouTube video, but instead a Twitter clip that was downloaded. Now, to me, the parkour here makes Nawe look magnetized to the surface that she's landing on, and it appears to me at least that Nawe does spend a lot of time on each object, which completely...
This is where I would say that I think it's great. But if you're trying to have like a more realistic parkour, I promise you it will look boring. Because no parkour is going to risk their life like crazy and doing a whole bunch of flips and stuff like that. Plus they're wasting stamina jumping from rooftop to rooftop and flipping. That looks like that would take too much energy. And if we're talking about like a real, I know that's not what they're saying, but this is what I'm saying. If you were to have a good parkour system, I think this is it right here. Now, granted, I really wish they mixed that with Mirage. That would have been nice. But they didn't. So, I would have liked it if they did that instead. Because then, afterwards, it will look way cooler. And a bit more fluent. yes, it looks like she's like magnating towards like each edge and stuff like that and getting like a perfect jump each time. But then again, I'm not hating on it. It could have been a whole lot worse. I think it's okay. Remember, beggars can't be choosers, even though we are the consumer and we want a lot of things, but they won't give us it. Okay, I know. But the parkour system, could it be better? Absolutely. But I think this is good, regardless of the situation.
It disrupts the momentum altogether. And then there's the flips. Now, a majority of people surprisingly like the fact that Naoe abuses the flips an absurd amount, but to me, it's just way too overkill. When I ask for
that was my cousin. Overkill. I don't think this looks overkill. It looks like it's gonna be like very redundant when she keeps flipping like that 24/7 like that. It will look like it's pretty redundant. But I'm not sure about overkill. That's just my opinion. Maybe if they add more different animations, then it will be just fine. But overkill, I don't think so. I think it's good. I'm not saying that is amazing, but it's definitely good.
better parkour in Assassin's Creed, I don't mean tossing a couple of flips every 2 or 3 seconds for no reason at all. That's just appealing to somebody that likes flips, I guess. Now, I'm not saying flips are bad at all. I'm just saying reduce the amount of them between moving from object to object. And also, these flips look pretty slow and floaty. It's almost like each jump has a little bit of slow motion involved, which dampens the momentum quite a lot.
You're 100% right. It do look slow. I would like to be fast. I feel like she should be faster than what they're leading her to be. Because, let's be real, she's barely wearing anything too much. She should be very, very fast. And the fact that she looks kind of slow is kind of alarming, in a way. I would like for her to be a bit faster. Like, you know, like an Astro Shinobi when they're, like, pretty quick. I don't know what example I would give, but something like, I don't know, but definitely a whole lot faster. I would like for her to be a lot faster than what they're leading her to be, because she's like a shinobi in a way. She should be faster. And Yasuke is the samurai, so he is probably slower because he has heavy armor and heavy weaponry and stuff. While she has light stuff and can do infiltrations and stuff. It should be like that.
Naoe definitely has a good deal of it, especially the moment where she grapples on and off the grappling hook. The motion and the range of the jump seems quite accurate, but it's the part.
My thing is, when it comes to the grappling hook, how useful is that going to really be? Because I'm going to be concerned when you barely be able to use the thing. Actually, you know, it would be cool if there was tech, you know, a little cool little technique in a way where you use the grappling hook to make your momentum a lot faster. Think about it. It's like Spider-Man, but more realistic with the grappling hook. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. It would be cool if they made her faster, but if they can't make her faster like in a normal way, let us use the tool to make us even faster.
Where she turns into the Flash and speeds up randomly is where it's just a bit of a miss for me. Oh, and going back to the flips real quick, nobody really knows if these flips can be manually triggered or if they're automatic, but if they are automatic, then hopefully by release they do tone down the amount of them. Anyway, let's move on from that weak old parkour clip and go back to the episode. Now, the episode also has a moment where Naoe does a few flips, and
Yo, you cannot say that is not dope, even though that did look weird, I will say.
Clip and go back to the episode. Now, the episode also has a moment where Naoe.
You see how they kind of snap back into like ready position?
Anyway, let's move on.
It didn't look fluent.
Parkour clip and go back to the episode. Now, the episode also has a moment where
like it looked a bit unnatural, but still, I'll take it. I will take it. You're trying.
Naoe does a few flips, And I want you to be honest with me here. When you watch this, do you not see now it's slowing down massively after performing these flips? When you're an assassin and you're parkouring through rooftops, you cannot afford to slow down, especially if you're chasing a target or tailing somebody. I'm going to be straight up. I feel like Ubisoft only added these flips to fit the stereotypical shinobi slash ninja vibe that's going on in this time period. They didn't really focus on making sure these flips work well, but rather that they are just there in the game, almost like a checklist of things they need to add to please a certain group. The descent to backflipping into the haystack was incredible though. That's something I like quite a lot. We also get...
Yeah, but we see that a lot. We see that a lot. I was hoping for a little bit more. Obviously, I don't know what other animation they could have used, like for the backflip like thing. Maybe it still looks like the whole leap of faith like view when they're doing the backflip. I like that a lot, but I was hoping a little bit more like, I don't know, maybe a different animation. Maybe one or two more. That's just me.
some more footage of Nawe crawling, but this time, unlike through a bush, it's under a building, which is pretty cool. So this does mean that there will be new ways.
Yes, I agree, 100%. I like the new stealth options that you have, like of sneaking in like different ways underneath floor mats and stuff. This has to be one of the coolest like things that we can do so far. There's been no Assassin's Creed that has been able to give us something like this. The time when we got like cover to cover system in Assassin's Creed, I think it was in Unity. And then ever since we got Unity's like a little like stealth crouch system, and then like mechanic, and then going to cover and stuff like that. Which Unity's parkour was pretty good. Actually, no, it was amazing. If they would have took maybe that parkour and added it to here with the whole ninja flips and stuff like that and made it natural, oh, this game would be fire. Oh yeah, this game would have been so good.
To start the round involving being prone, that's not just in a bush. I can see this creating a lot of new opportunities for stealth. Oh, and it even appears that now it can be prone at will on the surface, which is really pretty interesting. I don't really know what's the point of doing that instead of just, crouching behind an enemy. Maybe it's so you stay undetected from other enemies in the area. There's also the focus.
I mean, yes, that has to make sense, because look, she's like covered in snow.
Maybe it's so you stay.
Like, she looks like she can camouflage in the snow. It's like Ghost of Recon Wildlands. Ghost of Recon Wildlands or Ghost of Recon Breaking Point. Like, look, she's like covered in snow, so she's like kind of camouflaging herself. This could be copium. I don't care. I'm trying to make realistic like ideas. Because think about it. Look, she's covered in snow. She's crawling towards a target or a guard or something, and she has to take them out because they're in her way. It's better to crawl slowly and looking like a part of the ground, which is snowing, so it should cover her her trail just a little bit and blend in. And boom, immediately taking them out. I think that's cool. Now, granted, yes, you could do the whole crouching thing in Assassin and so that, but to be honest, I'm glad we're getting more different options of how to take down a person. If it's like from proning to crouching from around the corner, more creative ideas in different ways just to take out a target. I am all for it.
Undetected from other enemies in the area. There's also the focus on shadows being a massive factor here when it comes to stealth. The game is called Assassin.
See? Still using the environment, being in the shadows, moving around each different target, and while you're completely like pitch black, no one's not gonna see you. Except for maybe if they're stupid. But we move on from that. Still, the idea of like moving around in the shadows like a shinobi, going through guards, maybe taking out one or two in the shadows and then trying to get around, it still works. I think environmental things are going to be key here when it comes to stealth in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I really do believe that. I think that they're going for more environmental stealth opportunities, that using the environment as the key to get to your target.
Assassin's Creed Shadows. So you'd hope so anyway. The rest of Nawe's focus in this episode are on things we've already seen from the Ubisoft Forward event, such as breaking... You did not just play fireworks as I'm recording a video. Oh my god. The rest of Nawe's focus in this episode on things we've already seen from the Ubisoft Forward event, such as breaking light to conceal yourself, hiding on the ceiling, which is always going to be...
Dude, like I said, environments. And plus taking out lights to create more shadows to get around? That might be kind of busted. That might be kind of busted. If they give us what is that one stealth game? Thief. Remember Thief? You can use a bow, and if you shoot it with a frost or ice arrow at a torch, it will make the light go out. What if we get something like that? But except it's a kunai. You throw a kunai at a torch, and it makes it go out, or creates a smoke effect in a blind, like it's technically like a little mini smoke bomb. That would be, that would be sick. That would be sick, man. I'm telling you, they have so many opportunities for cool things, and I hope they give us everything. I know they went through so much, but I still hope they pull through. Because the only reason why I like Ubisoft is because of their Assassin's Creed games. If they did not have any Assassin's Creed games, I'm going to be honest with you, I would not care for Ubisoft that much.
Be cool, and also using the grapple hook to swing from one point to the other. And then the game shifts to Yasuke's part of the episode, and his part is a lot more questionable.
The art of combat.
Let's just say amusing.
Okay.
Now straight off the bat, we're introduced to a posture system called posture attack. Now I'll be honest, the more I see of Yasuke gameplay, the more I lean towards Naoe, which I'm sure is the case for a lot of other people. This posture attack system is basically Yasuke being able to chamber an attack, and then after, he can launch another attack that would do large amounts of damage, and take out anyone. Now to me, this reminds me a lot of what we saw in the Ezio trilogy and that era of Assassin's Creed games, where when you take down one enemy, you can pretty much glide to the next one and so on. Almost like a kill streak feature in a way, where you basically one-shot every enemy after. I was not really a fan of this because it made combat feel way too basic, and it's almost just holding your hand. We get more footage of Yasuke barging through a door, which just sums up his fighting style, and also lifting up heavy objects that Naoe cannot, which in this case is a big red jar, which you...
Oh, that's a lot. That's a bit to unpack there. Me personally, it could have been weirder. I mean, his combat do look a bit basic, I will admit. But if they can maybe add some difficulty elements, I think his combat style will be saved. Because people are saying like he looks a bit basic, it's not really more in depth. So maybe if they add more difficulty to his moveset, as in like making sure that you guys have to be careful of how you deal with certain enemies, or better yet, if you want to be more historical, it'll be cool if you can learn different fight styles from different samurai masters and add them to Yasuke. That'll be interesting. And that could also go for Noe, because she also has a katana, but it'll be more pronounced on Yasuke than Noe, since she is a shinobi and Yasuke is a samurai.
You can only assume means one thing: explosion. Now here's the amusing part of Yasuke's focus in this episode, and that's his attempt at a leap of faith. The question that a lot of people had when it came to Yasuke is, how will he do in terms of parkour? Can he climb buildings? Can he swing on a grapple
There's
hook?
no way he should, in my opinion.
Well, this leap of faith, or rather fall of faith, is the perfect example of his playstyle. He's not agile to do so. Now don't get me wrong, him falling here could perhaps be a situation where it's before he meets Naoe, or before he learns of things such as a leap of faith, just like Eivor in Valhalla, where he learned to perform how to assassinate and also a leap of faith with Haitham and Basim. Maybe Naoe will teach Yasuke how to do the same, or maybe I'm just speculating too much to the point where that's just outrageous and we'll never see Yasuke perform a successful leap of faith. Oh, and the main thing here is, why is Yasuke falling at 2 times speed? I really do hope Ubisoft fixes this, because it defies all sorts of physics and
it's okay, come on. I'm pretty sure watching, never mind. It's Ubisoft that we're talking about. I mean, yeah, but that dude is heavy. So I thought he would fall fast, but that dude looked kind of a bit faster than normal, so maybe turn that down a bit, and we'll call it a day there, I guess.
makes no sense. In fact, this clip from Juan Maul on Twitter is what it should be. He pretty much slowed down the moment where Yasuke jumped into 0.7x speed, and it looks so much better. Also, I love how the developer really highlights that Yasuke on the ground is where he shines, which I guess nobody can really dispute. Now, the third part of this episode is titled Stronger Together, and it's focused on Naoe and Yasuke working together, whether it's...
Give me a moment. Sorry. I don't have premium.
Gameplay related or story related. Straight away, we're back seeing more footage of Yasuke on a horse through that very dense forest and foliage. Man, I do hope that's just not for the sake of these episodes, because it looks so well done. Going back to the mocap I mentioned at the start of this video once again, it does look pretty good here to be fair. Bear in mind, this does appear to look like a random part of the story. Now here's the fascinating choice that the game gives us. It appears that we can make choices to other people's lives. Naoe in this case will want to attack, and Yasuke wants to spare the person. You know, if I'm being honest, am I the only one that thinks these choices would be opposite, where Naoe would spare and Yasuke would kill?
Well, I wouldn't say that, because if you look at the trailer, her whole village was attacked. So I'm assuming she's going through that state of she wants vengeance, while Yasuke is more like the other person that's like humbled, but also the bright side to their darkness in a way, like therapeutic in a way. I don't know how to explain it. Just basically, Yasuke is the person that will try to keep them from going down a dark path, while she is like still struggling but really wants vengeance on the person who attacked her village and wants to eliminate him and kill him and stuff. I think that's what they were going for here when it came to these choices. Also, I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't do too well with choices because it makes me think that I'm not gonna get the ending that I want. How many choices are gonna be in this game? I'll deal with it. Still, it's still like a good idea, good narrative. Yeah.
But then again, Yasuke in this game is a samurai, so sparing makes a lot of sense. But it is
Okay.
strange to see a choice where Naoe wants to attack. I would have thought the option would be more assassin related. I quite like the part in this episode where they talk about how you're able to do any side quests or quests with any character, even during the winter or the summer. Also, there's that attention to
That is cool that they did that. Because Yone,
detail where you can
that's
see the
not how you
NPC's
say
breath in the winter
their name.
because of how cold it is compared to the summer. Even the lighting is well done here. With how
yeah, the
different
lighting
both
is
seem-
well done. Okay, you see. Okay, my thing is not in the way. Good. Wait, is it? No, it's not. Okay, good. You see how there's an option right here that says I need your help, or I'll stick to the. I'm not gonna bother trying to pronounce that because there's no way I'm gonna be able to say that. See how their options are kind of similar, but their second options are different. Like she can play an instrument, he cannot play an instrument. I wonder how well this is gonna be for every other side quest when you're playing as these two characters. I think it's cool. Like she's good at the more simpler things, and he's more of the more higher task things. I think that's cool. I think that would be a cool idea. Play.
look in different seasons. We also get different dialogue choices depending on both protagonists. Oh, and is it just me, but does Naoe here look like somebody else entirely? That smile is kind of creeping me out. But it does look good though. The developer also mentioned how both characters have
Dude, I don't know. Dude, I love katana so much, and his katanas
different
look
skill
so
trees,
good.
master different
It looks so
weapons.
good. Even hers. Oh my god. I want this game. I want this game. I'm sorry. I want this game. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how much flack this game gets. I want this game. I want it.
Similar to AC Syndicate, I guess. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that throwable smoke bomb
Wait, did she throw that at the fire and it made it bigger?
weapons? Similar to AC Syndicate, I guess.
I like these historically accurate weapons that they made. Especially that I just paused on. That's pretty good. That's a good idea that they added that in there.
Can we just take a moment?
Yeah, they threw it at the fire and it looked like it made it bigger. Because look at the radius. Like you see the radius of the circle and stuff like that. But now look at the smoke bomb
To
effects.
appreciate that throwable smoke bombs are
That looked a bit bigger than normal of the radius.
in this game.
So I
This
think
right here is a
fire.
massive
So I think if you use your tools in environmental situations, it elevates them a lot more. Just like in the other ones, where in Assassin's Creed Origins, the sleep dart. If you threw the sleep dart at a pit of fire, it makes a big smoke that affects everyone in the radius of the area, and you can take them all out easily. Like you just took out a whole group of enemies in one sleeping dart. So
positive feature. And
I
remember
think
in some of the recent
like
games,
stuff
it's
like
not even
this
possible to
should
do
always
this,
be a
which I
thing.
found so stupid. In fact, there's an AC Origins mod that lets you do this, so shout out to the mod and the owner of that mod. The developers in this episode also said that both protagonists are distinct to the point where they don't overlap. Story-wise they do, but gameplay is drastically different. This is pretty much what we'd expect, especially seeing as Evie and Jacob in Syndicate perform the same way.
Oh, this game performed like sales wise, this game was one of the lowest sellings, I believe, in their entire franchise. Hence why I really want this game, because technically this is their redemption of making a 2-character thing more. I mean, they still did it with Origins, but not in a way like how Syndicate was like. To be honest, I feel like we're getting that same thing from Syndicate, but in Japan, in feudal Japan. And it's like a little bit of a redemption. Does it show that, yeah, we messed up on this one. Let's come back to this idea, but make it better. That's what I thought they were doing when they originally announced this character. Like, both like Yasuke and Noe. I know I'm not saying their name right, but I digress.
Different styles but same narrative goals. We also see that Naoe isn't able to take on certain types of enemies, so the game will pretty much hint that you should switch to Yasuke and vice versa. Now this could just be me, but I don't really like that, as if I'm
I think this is a good idea. Because they are an assassin, they're lighter, they don't have too much stuff going for them unless they like sneak attack them at best. That's the best that they can do against brutes. They're not going to be able to go at them straight on. I think that's perfectly accurate and a good idea just to do that. While Yasuke can do exactly that and then some. Like straight up going up to these guys and obliterating them. I think that's good.
playing as an assassin, I expect to take down any type of enemy. The assassin is the main person here, not this random brute enemy that's all of a.
We gotta think about the setting. Because this is feudal Japan. And this is like samurais and stuff like that. Even though, yes, I get it. Assassins should be the main thing here. But we're talking about a time period where they're still being developing and stuff like that. So yeah. I'll be right back. I need to get my dog inside the house because she is acting up. Hang on. Whew. I gotta cut some of that out. Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, sorry about that. Now I'm back. I think she should not be able to handle brutes like that too much. And I believe that Yasuke should be doing more of the heavy lifting when it comes to dealing with the brutes and stuff like that. Like, think of him as the mass distraction. She's an assassin, a shinobi. She needs to make sure her identity and all that stuff, her operation stuff like that, is more concealed. Yasuke is supposed to fit that role of being the more that stands out while she's the blade in the shadows. This works just perfectly fine, in my opinion.
Sudden better at combat than Naoe. I just don't really like the idea. Yes, it will work in some situations such as a rifleman shooting in the distance, which means Naoe will be a better fit as she can take him out with ease. But as for a brute enemy, I do hope Naoe can dispatch them with ease. So yeah.
Maybe in stealth wise, yes, totally fine. But in open combat, no. I feel like they should be harder to take down. If you're in open combat. In stealth, easily take them out. Remember, this is about like 2 different play styles. One stealth and one open combat wise. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of this first episode
And that's
of
the
this
end.
Assassin's Creed Shadows developer series. What do you guys think about everything that was shown? Are you more excited or are you less excited? I do expect this developer series thing to be a 3-part series, so we'll just have to wait and see for more gameplay. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one.
All right. Overall, what I think about this, I think it has a chance. I want to give this game a chance. As much as it's went through a lot, many different things, I want to give this game a chance. I believe this is something that we all can like really enjoy and like, and hopefully it's a stepping stone to where we want to be in the future of where how we want Assassin's Creed and make it more better and more fun. And I still want a multiplayer Assassin's Creed game. I want a multiplayer one eventually. I mean, like for both co-op and PvP. I miss the good old days where you can like PvP against other assassins and stuff like that and see like what we can learn from each other and like compete against one another. I think that's cool and I want that back because we had that in Brotherhood, Revelations, I believe. I know in Assassin's Creed 3 it was, I think there was multiplayer in Assassin's Creed 3 and in Black Flag. I know for sure in Black Flag like they were mainly PvP, and it's actually Assassin's Creed Unity. There was co-op in it, even though the game was like pretty broken, but still, the game was amazing, and I still want that. All right, so that'll be all today for this video. Can't wait to get this out to you guys soon, and I will gladly will do more of these soon. So see y'all, my fellow runners. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Take care.